What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Spesh One.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking
Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
Breaking Records Radio and the place to be, you know what it is. It's your host Maloney, and we are here right now. We're live from Hamilton at the Spice Factory. We just watched a hilarious night of comedy go down. And we got the man who was behind the scenes tonight, but he does a lot of work that people may not recognize. So I want to give it up for my man Reepa.
What's up, man? I used to go by DJ Reepa.
DJ Reepa.
But now I just go by Eric, and I own Reepa Media.
So it's just Eric now?
Yeah, I just go by my real name.
Okay, cool.
And I own Reepa Media.
Alright, so you just kept the media
I kept the
portion
Reepa part
under that name, the brand, but okay, cool. So as DJ Reepa, to my understanding, you were producing for what, like a year and a half or so before you really ever
did anything. Yeah, like I was just learning for like a year and a half.
And so before we talk about, because you have an accolade under your name as a producer, in which even myself, I've been producing for almost 10 years, and I don't have an accolade on a popularity scale to that level. So we will get into that, but I just want you to give us a little bit of a run through about what made you start producing to begin with. So you don't MC or anything like that. You don't rap.
Nope, never rap.
So you just got into the producing hands down to begin with.
Yeah, so I was working at a furniture store, minimum wage.
Yep.
Making nothing, busting my balls. And I was skateboarding at the time. I loved to skate.
Yep.
Hurt my ankle, couldn't work anymore. Somehow I came across Ableton demo.
You're an Ableton guy.
No, I'm not.
Oh!
So I started and I made some whack shit, and then I ended up getting FL somehow. I can't remember exactly.
Deluxe, yeah.
FL11. And then I just kind of got hooked and spent like 16 hours a day for like 6 months just learning the program. And when I started, I didn't even have a natural sense of rhythm. I had no natural music. I couldn't keep on beat or nothing.
I can relate to you there.
So it took a long time to get that down. And once I did, I mean, it just kind of took off, and I got...
So do you do sample-based production, or do you do original production?
When I started, I was one of the people who looked down on sampling, actually.
Really?
Kind of, because I was like, why not just create something original? Why are you going to take somebody else's music and make something? But over the last couple of years, I've started to sample.
You've learned to appreciate sampling.
Kanye is actually my favorite, probably my biggest inspiration in the world. Yeah. For like everything.
And 99.9% of everything he does is direct samples.
Exactly. So.
And this is what I love to see, and this is a great dialogue to have too, man, because that, as myself, when I grew up in this hip hop world, I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 28. I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm guessing you're probably around 21, 22, 23.
22.
22. All right, good guess. So we're 6 years above you. I learned these things obviously sooner than you did, but I was the same way. I remember when I was maybe 18, 19, and I heard the sample song that Dr. Dre sampled Eminem's My Name Is From. I don't know if you ever heard it. It's Labby Cifra, I Got The. It's one of my favorite soul songs of all time.
I've never heard it.
It's phenomenal. After the interview, I'll play it for you. So it's also the same song Jay-Z sampled for Streets Is Watching, well, Irv Gotti, or was it Ski? Irv Gotti or Ski? I got in an argument with a rapper once over that. Like a locksmith. I think I got in an argument. Yeah, it was locksmith I got in an argument with over that. I can't remember who it was. It was either way. It was either Ski or Irv Gotti produced that, but same song. Regardless, what I'm trying to say is I remember the first time I heard the My Name Is sample, and Dr. Dre literally did not much but loop Labby's song. And I was like, yo. And it just tore down all these images I seen of Dr. Dre, who I thought was this great producer. I'm like, that's so whack. But if you look at hip hop is built on sampling. I think you're not a real producer unless you do sample. Now, I have nothing against a person who can create originally. Yeah. But that's why, like, Scott Storch is never going down as one of the best hip hop producers of all time.
Yeah, and he should be. He definitely should be.
He's great, but
his piano skills are incredible.
They are incredible, but he doesn't have that sampling soul. Yeah. People will mention Alchemist before they'll mention Scott Storch. People will mention
a sample and then throw a Scott Storch keys over it.
Over it?
That's incredible.
Incredible. And that's like the magic him and Dr. Dre had. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
magic many people who've worked with him had. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, I have nothing against original composition. I think it's genius. Like, you know what I mean? Quincy Jones is one of my favorite producers of all time. Michael Jackson's albums, some of the best made albums of all time, in my opinion. That's original composition, right? But hip hop is built on sampling. And I think the art in hip hop is to, nowadays with lawsuits and things, when that started coming in place in the late 80s, the art in hip hop is to be able to take something that's not yours and make it your own to a point where you don't have to credit it. That's what makes a skillful producer in today's world, is my personal opinion. Because any guy with, and don't get me wrong, somebody like yourself, maybe, like I don't know what your piano skills are. Mine are shit. But someone who can play something originally like a Scott Storch, you're a genius in music in your own right.
Yeah.
But as a hip hop producer, what makes a great hip hop producer is someone who can sample, and you'd be like, what's that song? And then you hear the song and you're like, that's that. And like the greatest, you know what I mean? Like DJ Premier, do you know how many times I've like found the source song he sampled something from, and I've had to listen to that song for hours on end to find just the part he sampled and the way he tweaked it, and like he cut like from 3 minutes to 5 minutes to 6 minutes and made it one cohesive rhythm.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And that's the genius in sampling, right? So I think it's really cool how you like had this certain approach, and then over time you're like, I learned to sample. Because I think that's what makes a great hip hop producer at the end of the day, is to learn to sample. But either way, with that being said, you spent 1.5 years on your craft, and then you went in and you actually got co-production credits on a Soulja Boy joint from Mafia.
Yeah, the track's called Mafia on YouTube.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about how that went down.
So it was actually 2 years into producing, or close to my 2-year mark
Yeah.
anniversary. And so I was on Twitter, and the MPC Cartel is a production group out of the States. They're always offering collabs and stuff, and they always send their beats out to placements and shit. So I had a good job. I took the opportunity I had, the money, and I bought some collabs. First collab I bought, I woke up like a week later or something after I had sent him the melody and Soulja Boy's tracks in my email. Like, what the fuck? I couldn't even believe it. I woke up like...
Say word, eh?
The only shitty thing is he talked over my tag and it's super low, but it's there. It is there.
No, well, you know what? That being said, you got credit for it though, right?
Kind of. That's another thing. Like, it's cool I got the production credits and all that, but I have no right in the song. I don't own any of it. Yeah, like MPC, like I love them, but like I feel like what they're doing is kind of,
It's pimping.
yeah, essentially.
Well, that's what any of these online services are doing.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you, because as a young gun, you know, I invested in things like Coast to Coast Hip Hop and all these
I've
other...
done that too.
You know what I mean? All these other scamish
Yeah.
fucking, or the DJ WizKid mixtapes and fucking...
Yeah.
You know, I've bought for placements on things where it wasn't worth my money.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? So I can totally understand what you mean. But at the end of the day, though you may not get payment off of that, that is an accolade under your name. Like, on the song, do you have the credit? Do you get the credit? Or was it stolen from you under that umbrella?
Like, there is no video on YouTube that says produced by MPC Cartel and me.
It just says them.
Yeah.
So you got jinxed, you got juxed out of it.
Pretty well.
So that's almost kind of like the Dr. Dre ghost producer type of like thing.
Yeah.
Which really sucks. But at the end of the day, that is still a huge accolade.
Oh, and I love that it happened, and I'm still super blessed for it to happen, because after that happened, I had no local artists really showing interest in my music.
Yeah.
That happened, and everybody wanted it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
No-
people
nothing's
will come
from it
flocking.
since, but yeah.
No, but people will come flocking once you have something to put behind your name, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy how that works, but it sucks in the formation of like how it happened, but it also teaches you a great lesson as
Yeah,
well, right?
100%, yeah.
So at the end of the day too, like you have made a higher producer achievement than, I don't know, maybe almost anybody in our city has. Think about it, like,
Yeah. And
like I produced for some pretty cool people, you know what I mean? But like, they're like underground legends, or like underground this, like, you got like Soulja Boy, like in
yeah,
which like
my
personally
high school
me,
hero, like I loved him.
because
growing
you're
up.
like 6 years younger than me, so
Yeah.
you guys grew up on the Like,
Yeah.
So where me, we were clowning that shit. But Soulja Boy's huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
that
can't
is
deny
fucking dope, man. So that is, regardless at the end of the day, I know it sucks the way the business got handled, but it's a lesson you learned, and it still gives you an accolade under your belt, which a lot of people, especially representing Bell City, do not have. So I tip my hat off to you for that, 100%. And that's something that nobody can take from you, man. But with that being said, so you got your hands in the production game, you got some co-production for Soulja Boy on Mafia, and then you decide to start picking up the camera.
Yeah, so I mean, I have a lot of really good friends of mine who are artists, and artists who I think are talented, very talented.
Yeah.
So I was like, these guys need to be seen, they need to be heard, people need to see what they're doing. They're not going to dish out no $500 to $1,000, they can't afford it for a video.
Yeah.
So me being the position I had money to spend. I bought a brand new Canon T5i, and I learned it, and I just started shooting videos for my friends. And the first video I ever shot was Grind with Calvin, and it's not on the internet anymore.
Really?
That
He
video-
made you take it down?
He took it down. He put it on his channel, but it was just so shitty, you know what I mean? In
Yeah.
a sense. And then I just finished putting out a video for Loco and DJ, and I sat back and watched it. I was like, holy shit, like, how did I do this in 1 year?
Yeah.
Come this far. It's just incredible, you know what I mean?
And like you've done a number of videos though. Like I've seen the credits you got on YouTube. Like there's videos. You've done a few Young Versetti videos.
Yeah, a lot of the Young Versetti videos
Are you?
I shot 100%, and then he just edited because
Oh, he edits them himself.
yeah, the only
Okay.
one that we both edited together was the newest one, Pink Whip.
Okay, cool. And you also have works with Jim Stees.
Yeah, we have the Doze Off video that just dropped, and actually, how I learned how to do all my camera work is this guy on YouTube, YC Imaging.
Yeah.
So he does live streams and he'll critique your videos. So I sent him Doze Off,
Yeah.
and he absolutely loved it. And so like the fact that he loved it and he loved the song and everything.
And he's a
about it,
critic, yeah.
yeah, like he's trying to look for something bad about it, and he loved it. And 6 months earlier, he looked at my video and said, "This is terrible." And like, it just feels so good to accomplish that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, somebody you look up to is like, "This is good work. You're doing
That's
good."
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And I feel like you're smart too, because when a lot of people take the route of, like the route I took for years, the route that many of the Bell City guys are taking, you know, no disrespect to any of them, but your Calvins, your Tipsies, your Tyler Durans, pretty much everyone in Bell City, everybody wants to be the superstar. Everybody wants to be the rapper. And nobody does anything aside from it. You know what I mean? Like, I know Calvin produces, he does some of that stuff, but nobody that I've ever really, you know what I mean? Even your prophets, your everybody, and there's no disrespect. All these people I'm cool with, you know what I mean? So there's no disrespect, I'm not dissing them. But what I'm saying is you have to find other niches in this market in which you can maneuver in, aside from trying to be a rapper. Because at the end of the day, even the most popular rappers in the world, like Cardi B, ain't living her lifestyle off of Bodak Yellow. She's living off the things she can do from Bodak Yellow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being a rapper ain't paying the bills no matter how good you are and no matter how big of a smash you have. You got to find other ways to maneuver something and build something for yourself. And so I feel like what you've done is genius, because not many people I know, most of the producers I know rap themselves. You know what I mean? Producing was one of those back routes.
Yeah.
And then producing became oversaturated. So what you did is you started producing and you're like, well, let me start digging into the videos then, because we don't have enough videographers that can do videos for people who can't afford $1,000 productions and stuff. And hats off to you, my man, because that's something that the industry needs. You know what I mean? That's something, especially a place like Bell City and the underground realm, that's something that it needs.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I think it's really cool, and I think it's really dope how you found niches, and you weren't doing it for that purpose, you're doing it out of the love. You know what I mean? And you fit your way. So with that being said, is there anything else you got your eyes on that you haven't dabbled in that you're looking to do in the future?
Not too much, no. Just trying to expand on the types of videos that I can make.
Yeah,
'Cause
and increasing the.
like today
the
is
quality.
a huge stepping stone.
Is this the first like live event you filmed?
Like live comedy event. I've done like little shows and stuff, and like nothing crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is like the first real event that I filmed. So.
That's awesome, man. And it looks like you're doing awesome too. Like you gave a quick little dap when you were doing your thing. You're like, yeah, but like you were strictly business the whole time.
Yeah, like anybody who shoots with me will tell you if we're shooting, I'm working.
It's
I'm
business.
on the clock. I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. And with that being said, I'm guessing you still produce too, because you told me a little bit about upcoming EP you might have going on with the workshop guys.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of work. We're all busy and we got life going on. But I had Skot come by. He recorded a song. Me and Calvin reproduced the beat for him because we're like, this is old. This is not mastered. We need new. We need current music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that song is incredible. So that's the step. That's where we started. And we're just kind of working off
Building
that.
off top of that.
Yeah.
And
Trying
so,
to-
like, did he have his own beat, and you guys just made a new beat to the vocals?
Yeah, like he brought the beat and we recorded on the beat. I let him do that, and then after he left, I'm listening. I'm like, man, this beat is whack. Because he said it's like 8 years old. He's like, this beat is whack. Like he even said it himself. He's like, okay. we'll
But
just
he
do it.
wrote a song to it.
Yeah, so we listened to it and whatever, and then I was like, I'm gonna try and make something. Cause I've never reproduced anything in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make something for him. So I started with drums, made a basic just like brass melody.
Yeah.
And then Calvin came in and made a nice hard melody for it. Just dope.
That's awesome, man. That's how I made some of my best beats. Like what you're seeing here, Bell City Mixtape, one of the best beats I ever made was a Done Proper joint, which is Az Heatley's group, and I reproduced their song for them.
Okay.
And so I think it's really cool to see young producers still kind of keeping that same energy, even though you guys are like, yo, this needs something more current, or like,
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. You guys keep that artistic quality going, and I just wish nothing but any of you guys the most success, man. I love to see Bell City doing things, and it's awesome. It's fucking awesome to see that shit, man. And your name I've heard a lot recently, so I'm glad to have had the chance to sit down and talk to you and shed some light onto what you're doing. But before we end this, I have one last question I ask everybody, but before I do that, I just, is there anything else you want to touch on?
No, nothing for me personally, but I mean, as me late to the scene and local scene, I heard a lot about you, so I mean, I definitely respect what you've been doing for how many years.
Yo, salute, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Yeah, so basically the last question I have to ask you then, if you're familiar with Breaking Records Radio at all, you already know what it is. But if you're not that familiar, then you might not be. But if your production or video creating style could be transformed into a Mortal Kombat finishing move, what would it do to your opponent? And this isn't like, don't be like, yo, I'm Sub-Zero, I'll freeze you. Like, we want you to, like, as an artist, create something. Like, what would your fatality be if you were a Mortal Kombat character? What would your artistic
That
style
was a
do
good
to your
question,
opponent?
because like I haven't played Mortal Kombat in so many years.
If Reepa was a character, what would his fatality be?
Honestly, don't know, man.
Video camera with a lens that comes out with a grabbing claw that grabs your eyes out and fucking tears you apart, some shit like.
How about we take we got a camera and fucking out of it comes like shooting keys, like a keyboard.
Oh shit,
Just, like,
okay.
blast your head off.
Like straight ivory keys.
Yeah.
So you just stuck with a bunch of elephant tusk chunks stuck in your fucking head.
Yeah.
Awesome, my man. Let the people know how they can find you online.
On Instagram, I go by Reepa Media. Twitter, DJ Reepa. It's like, it's kind of on and off with the DJ Reepa Media thing.
Yeah.
So, Google DJ Reepa, you will find me.
Dope, man.
100%.
And if anybody wants to hit you up for work, like production or videos, any of that, let them know, like, what's your email so they can contact you for business.
If you want to contact me for any kind of business, it's dj.reepa.productions@gmail.com.
And that's REEPA.
REEPA.
Word up. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate you sitting down with us.
Oh, it's
All
been a
nothing but
pleasure.
the most success to you.
You too?
Word up, man. And we out.